Are you paying attention to insurance companies' networks? Well, you should be, and that's what we're doing today. How's it going, everybody? I'm Joey Giangola with Giangola Insurance, and today we have got a triple threat three-way comparison of health insurance companies and their networks of doctors and hospitals and what they mean to you. Today we're going to be comparing Medical Mutual of Ohio versus Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield and versus CareSource. It's quite a mouthful. The reason you want to pay attention to this stuff is that you want to be able to go see the doctors that you need to or want to see when it matters most. Very important. It's not something you want to have to find out when, something really crazy, maybe bad is going on. You want to know this ahead of time, and we're going to help you figure that out right now. We're going to start at the bottom and work our way up and save the best for last. So first, CareSource. So before we get started, I have to kind of say full disclosure here. CareSource does not work with any independent agents. That's me. So I don't have the firsthand access as I do to other companies like Medical Mutual and Anthem and Aetna. It doesn't really bother me that much that I can't work with them, but the worst part about it is that it makes it look like I'm being biased when I'm about to say bad things about their network. But if you've watched enough of these videos and read enough information on our site, you will know that that's pretty much not true. There is one company that is very similar to CareSource that I can work with, and they're called Molina. And I am an appointed agent with them, and I'm going to basically say the same thing about them as I would CareSource. So I'm definitely not afraid to light the match on any one insurance company that really kind of deserves it. But real quick, just so you know, CareSource and Molina for that matter originally started out as a Medicaid provider here in Ohio. Basically that means that they were assigned low-income people in the state that qualified for the Medicaid program. However, at the start of 2014, they decided to try their hand at offering insurance directly to you. And what that turned into was the CareSource Just For Me plan, and that's the one that I've been hearing a lot about from people asking me if it's a viable alternative. But to put it simply, that plan is going to provide you with very limited access to doctors and hospitals around your area. Just to give you a quick example, I ran a search within a 60-mile radius of our home office in Ashtabula, Ohio, and really only came back with 8 results. It had our local hospital, the Ashtabula County Medical Center. It had a couple Tri-Point facilities, which is in Lake County, and then it had Trumbull Memorial, which is down in the Warren area, which is about 42 miles away from Ashtabula. And then in downtown Cleveland, it had Metro Health Hospital. Now, if you're familiar with the Northeast Ohio area at all, you will notice that the Cleveland Clinic and University Hospital systems are missing from that list. That means that you are missing out on the top 2 hospital systems in the area, and you will not have access to get treated there if you need anything from any of their doctors. That means that all of those specialists there will not be available to you in CareSource's network. To put it another way, you're really not going to have a ton of options when something really goes wrong. So what you're going to want to do before you really start to seriously consider CareSource is to know what you want your options to be when it matters the most. Next, Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. For a long time, Anthem was the pre-Obamacare champion. However, for a third year in a row, they've really held firm on offering a middle-of-the-road network. Prior to 2014, nobody could really touch Anthem's in-state and out-of-state combination of coverage of doctors and hospitals. Being a Blue Cross Blue Shield affiliate basically meant that you had access to any Blue Cross Blue Shield location throughout the country. However, 2014 saw the company doing a complete 180 on that. It did get a little bit better in 2015, mostly in the out-of-state coverage, and that's kind of where we remain here in 2016. Now, I have documented Anthem's shortcomings when it comes to their network and the mild improvements that they have made over the years, but just to give you a quick recap, basically, their goal is to offer you one major hospital system around your metropolitan area within the state, whether it's Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, Dayton. They've picked one major hospital system that they're kind of partnered with, and they've, for lack of a better term, excluded the rest. For an example, again, up here in Northeast Ohio, they've chosen University Hospitals as that partner, and they've basically kind of shoved the Cleveland Clinic aside. However, whoa, not so fast. If you do find yourself calling the Cleveland Clinic and asking if they accept Anthem, you might get an answer that will run contradictory to what I'm telling you. And due to some complicated insurance company and hospital agreements, mostly I won't bore you with because it really makes my head hurt and blood might just come shooting out of mine and your nose at the same time if we really try and think about it too hard. But Anthem can technically call the Cleveland Clinic an in-network hospital because it uses a 2-tiered network structure. The second part of that tier works just like most insurance companies' out-of-network benefit. Overall, Anthem, even though with its network shortcomings, will still offer you a decent choice of doctors and hospitals that will probably be superior to the likes of a CareSource. And like I said, saving the best for last, Medical Mutual's network of doctors and hospitals. There's really not much to say here other than Medical Mutual is going to provide you one of the best networks your money can buy you in 2016. However, whoa, hold on, there's a few red flashing lights and sirens that would potentially be able to go off here. There is one major exception that you want to know about, and that is the fact that Medical Mutual here up in Northeast Ohio does not have the Case Medical Center campus, which is the downtown location for university hospitals in network. However, though, as more Medical Mutual clients bring this exclusion up to university, they have been very accommodating in sending treatment to a nearby facility in the Cleveland area that is in network, the Ahuja Medical Center, which can definitely do a lot of things that the Case campus can, and they're definitely trying to work with you on that. So that's something that you're going to want to be aware of, and it's not maybe as big of a deal as it sounds, but it's still very important to know and to remember because you don't want to make a mistake and go there by accident. The crazy part about this entire conversation is that with the exception of CareSource, almost any other company you consider throughout the state of Ohio is going to cost more for a far inferior network. Rarely will you find significant savings to justify the limitations Anthem and other companies like Aetna have decided to put on you, and it really just doesn't make sense. So what's the bottom line? Well, if I had to compare each network to a type of cheese, CareSource would be obviously Swiss. And Anthem might be a slightly dry ricotta cheese. And if we would, Medical Mutual might be a Parmigiano, a finely aged Parmigiano with one little spot of mold on it. I don't know. Thought it would be fun. But really, each one of these companies kind of is a symbol for the type of network you can expect from different companies. You either have a completely fully robust network like Medical Mutual, you have a fairly doable but limited network in Anthem, and then you have a really stripped down and we're just giving you the bare bones just to make sure you don't die kind of network that CareSource is offering. That's probably a little bit extreme, but you get what I'm saying. We gotta be a little entertaining, right? I know it's really tempting to bite at the savings that CareSource offers, but as my dad likes to say, if you're on trial for murder, would you want a public defender in charge of saving your life? Or would you want the best lawyer that money could buy? Of course, I know you're an upstanding human being and you would never be on trial for murder, but I think you get the point. What's the next step? Well, let's learn the real cost behind this network madness and discover how you can pick the right plan based on your medical needs. So to do that, go ahead and click right here on my face and we'll go ahead and get started with that. Or if you don't want to click here on my face because you might be watching this on your phone or for whatever reason, there is a link below in the video's description. So but go ahead and do that. Click here on my face or below in the video's description, and we're gonna go and answer a few questions to figure out exactly what type of plan is gonna work best and find out how these plans stack up to one another. Of course, I do always appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. It does mean a lot to me. And as always, I am Joey Giangola with Giangola Insurance. Take it easy, everybody. Since the start of enrollment this year, but if you've watched enough of these videos and read enough of the and basically my thoughts